All right. Moving on. This is a story John's very passionate about.
Oh boy.
He believes that this is something that should have happened. He is constantly on Twitter defending this man. Ryan Reynolds.
Hey,
an R-rated Star Wars movie. Apparently. So this is the story here. Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds has revealed that he once pitched an R-rated Star Wars project to Disney. There's never been an R-rated Star Wars movie or series, even as a show like Andor has pushed the limits of TV-14 ratings with murder, swearing, and scenes implying sexual activity will or has taken place. No Star Wars projects currently in development are expected to receive an R rating, even as it's been hinted a horror project is in the works at Lucasfilm. Speaking with Scott Mendelson at the Box Office podcast, Reynolds revealed his was a serious pitch with the aim to do something more adult in the Star Wars universe as opposed to just making it crass or vulgar. It doesn't have to be an overt A+ characters. There's a wide range of characters you could use, and I don't mean R-rated to be vulgar. R-rated is a Trojan horse for emotion. I always wonder why studios don't want to just gamble on something like that. I'm not saying I want to be in it. That would be a bad fit. I'd want to produce and write or be a part of behind the scenes. Those words of IP subsist really well on scarcity and surprise. We don't get scarcity really with Star Wars because of Disney Plus, but you certainly can still surprise people. However, don't expect his pitch went anywhere, as there is no indication Ryan Reynolds is working on a Star Wars project in any capacity. His longtime friend and filmmaker, Sean Levy, on the other hand, is working very much on Star Wars Starfighter, which is slated for cinemas May 28th, 2027. We'll see. We're gonna be a different.
Sure. Bring it on.
Yeah. If you would have told me that Ryan Reynolds was pitching an R-rated comedy or R-rated film that he wanted to star in and that he was going to be in, and that it was going to be more in the Deadpool vein, I'd say, get out of here, to quote you with that noise.
Yeah.
However, the fact that he emphasized and said, I'm not even saying it was going to be in it, producing it and putting it more on the R-rated of not comedy, but more R-rated on like emotional and stuff like that, I'd be all for it. Now, I do understand, as much as I like to take big poops on Lucasfilm sometimes, I understand on their brand and on their IP, especially today, why you can't do that. Because there's no world Ryan Reynolds is pitching a $50 million R-rated movie. If you pitch a $50 million R-rated movie, I consider it. And I could say, let's see. But if people are so up in arms about having, both the commander taking his own life and then also the sexual assault inside of Andor, what the hell are they going to do? You can't say the F word in Star Wars. They'll lose their minds, even though it's okay to say hell. So I get why they said no on this. I do.
Yeah.
But I also like the idea, as I've said many times over, where I always push back on people now, like, well, Star Wars doesn't have this. Star Wars, it is time now. You and I have always talked about the way to succeed in any business, if your business is not going the right way, is to pivot.
Yep.
Star Wars needs to pivot right now.
Yeah.
Clearly, the pivot with Andor, as far as quality, worked wonders.
Yeah.
I told you guys I've been really focusing on health. I've been trying to make sure that I'm eating the right stuff. And Factor has made that very simple for me. You got to make it your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Because eating well has never been this easy. You just heat up, you enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Get outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrive fresh and they're ready to eat. They're perfect for any active lifestyle. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfast, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. It is easy to savor more this spring. Factor meals pack in the flavor with none of the fuss. I have been loving what Factor has been providing to me. Like I told you, I have my live show. I go to the gym. I come back. I have something great. They have protein meals. They have a lot of different things. It just goes right to the style that you're looking for. Because if you want to get healthy stuff on the go, feeling good, you get Factor. And you can get started at factormeals.com/Christian50off and use that code Christian50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code Christian50off at factormeals.com/Christian50off for 50% off plus free shipping. They need to pivot away from the silly nonsense all the time. People are like, oh, you silly nonsense. You're talking about all the stuff that we always loved about Star Wars? No. What I'm talking about is bad writing. What I'm talking about is lazy writing and just worrying about faster, more intense, and all that stuff. You can evolve past it. You can still have lightsabers. You can still have explosions. You can still have all that stuff, but you can combine it with intelligent writing and good storytelling. And I think that doesn't have to be rated R. But as far as Ryan Reynolds pitching this thing, you hate it. Why?
Well, because I don't buy a lot of the stuff that Ryan's current PR campaigns are selling people, you know, because this is all about him getting out from under that Blake Lively lawsuit and Justin Baldoni lawsuit. So it's all like, oh, I wanted to kill Deadpool off. Really? The character that made you relevant when you were sliding into straight to DVD territory? Get out of here. You were never going to kill off Deadpool, because what else have you sold that's even remotely close to what you did with Deadpool? So it's all this self-deprecating act of his that just drives me out of my mind. So, but that being said, what he's talking about, there is validity. As you said, Kristian, there is validity to what he's saying in terms of the approach that Star Wars needs to take and the chances that Star Wars needs to take. The use of a Trojan horse is interesting, because I don't think Star Wars fans need to be fooled into anything. Like, people want to discount sometimes the newer fans, like the original trilogy. Oh, it's cheesy and it's dated. A father cuts the hand off his son. A father is killing 6 billion people. Like, there is so much. He wants to move on to his daughter if his son won't do what he wants him to do. And he almost lets his own son die in front of him. So there's a lot of darkness throughout the first 3 films. Don't get it confused with that Ewok shit at the end. Like, and that's the element of Star Wars that people seem to forget. Yes, there's pew pew and the lightsabers and the really inspirational stuff, but there's also a lot of darkness that is bubbling under the surface. And I think the combo is what I think a lot of Star Wars fans want to see is the return to a little more seriousness, along with some good writing that's going to know how to alleviate the tension with comedic moments, with inspiring moments and things of that nature. So Ryan wanting to open the door to an R-rated film, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's what is it going to be about and where is it going to go?
Right.
That's
everything, right?
Does with this.
But, yeah, that's right. But that's everything. And also, I don't know if it was this story, but I was thinking there was something that you and Jeff broke a long time ago, and I saw Collider say, "Well, the Deadline and Hollywood Reporter said," and I was like, "No, they didn't. It was Roca and Snyder."
Oh yeah.
But there was also something about you guys called it a long time ago that Avengers was going to probably be pushed for sure.
Oh yeah, we know.
And I was thinking when we were talking about this the other day, if it was going to affect Starfighter, and it won't, because that's a May thing. There's also another movie supposed to come out in December that is an untitled Star Wars movie that won't be coming out at that time, now that Avengers is coming out for sure. But I guess we can kind of dive into that in a second. Before we do, guys, what do you think about this as far as the rated R thing goes, as far as the direction of Star Wars in general? Should they start to take bigger swings like this? Is Ryan Reynolds on the right track? Should they do something a little bit more adult? Should they stay in the right adult thing? Because someone had asked, like, did Andor do well? Is anybody watching Andor? Andor season 2 achieved a new weekly high in viewership on the Nielsen streaming charts. 721 million minutes watched on Disney Plus during the week of April 21st. Season also received widespread critical acclaim, with Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 98% ratings and recording 5 consecutive episodes with ratings of 9.5 or higher. So the answer is yes, people were watching, and a lot more. So they should be paying attention to that, I think, and continue to do stuff like this. We'll see. Ahsoka will probably just be like, "Hey, what are you doing over there? Monster! Shoot the monster! Oh, hey, it's Anakin! Yay! Nostalgia." Okay.